Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss one of the very important concepts related to the topic of ranking. Let us understand the concept first. If the position of a person is M and N from the right end and the left end respectively, then the total number of persons in that row will be equal to M plus N minus 1. Let us now see an example based on this point. The question says, Amit is 6th from left end and Sumit is 18th from right end of a row. If they interchange their positions, Sumit becomes 28 from right end of the row. Find the total number of people in the row. As we can understand that after interchanging the position, Sumit will take Amit's place. That means Amit's actual position is 28 from right end and also 6th from the left end as given in the beginning of the question. So by using the point discussed earlier, so we can say that total number of persons in the row will be 6 plus 28 minus 1, which is equal to 33. So friends, as you have seen in this example, the question which actually appears to be difficult can be solved very easily by using the given concept. So try to use this concept wherever applicable and get the answer very easily. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss a very commonly asked question from the topic of blood relation. Let us take an example. In the given question, some directions are given as follows. P by Q means P is the father of Q. P star Q means P is the mother of Q. And P percentage Q means P is the brother of Q. And if A star B by C percentage D, then A is D's dash. That means by using the given equation, we are supposed to find out the relationship between the persons A and D. So from the given question, we know that slash means father, star means mother, and percentage means brother. And the given equation is A star B slash C percentage D. To find out the relationship between A and D, we are supposed to make a family tree as follows. From the first part of the equation A star B, we can say that A is the mother of B. That means the gender of A is female and the relationship is mother. From the second part B slash C, we can say that B is the father of C, by which we can understand that B is a male person and the relationship is father. And from the last part C percentage D, we can say that C is the brother of D, which means C is male and the relationship is brother. And we are supposed to find out the relationship between A and D. So as you can see from this family tree, A is the mother of B, who is the father of C and D. That means A becomes the grandmother of D. So friends, as you have seen, this is how we can solve such questions by drawing a simple family tree. So practice well on them. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss questions related to speaker and listener from the topic of blood relations. Let us take an example. Pointing to a lady, a girl said, "She is the only daughter-in-law of the grandmother of my father's only son." So how is the lady related to the girl? Generally, students feel that these type of questions are difficult to solve because of the lengthy and indirect statement given in the question. But if we work out in a proper manner, these questions can be cracked very easily in a few seconds. Let us look at the solution. To solve these type of questions, the first point to be understood is who is the speaker and who is the listener. In the given question, pointing to a lady, a girl said. That means it is very clear that girl is the speaker and the lady is the listener. Moving on to the solution, the sentence is, "She is the only daughter-in-law of the grandmother of my father's only son." As we know that she here is nothing but the lady and my here represents the girl. Now, trying to cut short the sentence, we can say that father's only son is nothing but brother. So this part can be replaced with girl's brother. Now the sentence becomes, the lady is the only daughter-in-law of the grandmother of girl's brother. Grandmother of girl's brother is nothing but girl's grandmother. So again, we can cut the remaining part of the sentence and this becomes girl's grandmother. So now, the shortened sentence is, the lady is the only daughter-in-law of the girl's grandmother. And as we know that, the only daughter-in-law of the girl's grandmother is nothing but mother of the girl. So from this, it is clear that the lady is mother of the girl. So as you have seen, this is how we can solve such lengthy questions in a few seconds by cutting short the given statement. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss the topic of circular arrangement, which is a very popular 5 marks question in the bank exam. In this topic, we are supposed to arrange a group of persons around a circular table, based on which 5 questions are asked. Students generally feel that this is a difficult topic and time consuming. But if we understand the basic concept related to circular arrangements, these 5 questions can be answered very easily. So in this session, we are going to look at those simple concepts which are helpful in solving these questions. Circular arrangements can be divided into 2 cases. Case 1, where the persons are facing the center, and case 2, where the persons are facing outwards. Direction sense plays a very important role in solving questions related to circular arrangements. For case 1, where persons are facing center, the left of a person is in the clockwise direction, whereas the right of the person is in the anti-clockwise direction. Similarly, in case 2, when persons are facing outwards, as shown, the left of a person is in anti-clockwise direction, whereas the right of the person will be in clockwise direction. So, the direction sense when the persons are facing center or outwards can be understood as follows. When persons are facing center, left of a person will be in the clockwise direction and the right of the person will be in anti-clockwise direction. Whereas, when the persons are facing outwards, left of the person is in anti-clockwise direction and right of the person will be in clockwise direction. This is a very useful concept in solving questions related to circular arrangements. So friends, it is very important to have an idea related to directions when solving questions related to circular arrangements, and this can be understood from the table discussed. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss another very important concept which is helpful in solving questions related to circular arrangements. Let us look at that. In case of circular arrangements, the first person can be placed anywhere on the circle. That is, the position of the person from the end is not required. In case of a group of persons facing center, if A is second to the left of B, but or and or while third to the right of C, then we can place ABC as follows. From the first part of the sentence, that is A is second to the left of B, let us assume that B occupies this position. Now as A is towards the left of B and the persons are facing center, A should be in clockwise direction. So A will be taking first and second, that is this place. Now from the second part of the sentence, but third to the right of C. In such cases, when but, and or while is used, the person referred is A again. So I can say that A is third to the right of C. As A is already placed and he is towards right, I can say that A should be in anti-clockwise direction because the persons are facing center. So C can be placed 3 positions away from A, that is 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, in case of persons facing center, if the statement is A is second to the left of B, who is third to the right of C, the persons ABC can be placed as follows. As A is second to the left of B and the persons are facing center, let us assume that B takes this place and A will come again in this position as he is towards the clockwise direction of B. Now, in statements where the word who is used, the person referred is the immediate before person, that is B. So I can say that B is third to the right of C. As B is already placed and he is towards right, we know that B should be in anti-clockwise direction. That means now C can be placed 3 places away from B. So 1, 2 and 3. So friends, as you have seen, this is how we can place the persons depending on the statements given in the question. See you in the next session with some questions related to circular arrangements. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss a question from the topic of circular arrangements. Let us take an example. A, B, C, D, E and F are sitting around a circle facing the center. C is second to the left of F and third to the right of A. D is on the immediate left of E. So from this information, we are supposed to do the circular arrangement of the 6 persons. So as we know that there are 6 persons A, B, C, D, E, F sitting around a circle facing the center. The first sentence is C is second to the left of F and third to the right of A. Now if you look at the first part of the sentence, that is C is second to the left of F. Assuming that F takes this place, we can say that C should be towards the clockwise direction of F as he is towards the left of F. So 2 places away from F, 1 and 2, this place should be occupied by C. Now by looking at the second part of the sentence, that is third to the right of A, we know that as the word and is used, the person referred here is C. So we can say that C is third to the right of A. As C is third to the right of A, we can say A is to the left of C. That means again A should be towards the clockwise direction of C and 3 places away. So 1, 2 and 3, this place should be occupied by A. Now moving on to the next sentence, that is D is on the immediate left of E. From this statement we can say that D and E are neighbors. That means they should be sitting together. As there is only one place vacant between C and F, this cannot be occupied by D or E, as there should be 2 consecutive places for D and E. So it is obvious that D and E occupy these 2 places. And as we know that D is on the immediate left of E, D should be towards the clockwise direction. So this place is taken by D and this place will be occupied by E. Now, after placing the 5 persons, as only one place is left out, we can say that this place should be occupied by the left out person B. This completes the circular arrangement. So friends, as you have seen here, this is how we can solve the questions related to circular arrangements in a step-by-step manner by following the concepts discussed. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss questions related to coded inequalities, which is a 5-mark question in the bank exam. Let us discuss some basic concept first. Let us first discuss the various types of inequalities. The first one is less than, which is represented with this symbol, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Now let us see what are similar inequalities. Less than and less than or equal to, or greater than and greater than or equal to are called similar inequalities. Dissimilar inequalities. A combination of different type of inequalities, for example less than and greater than, or less than and greater than or equal to, or greater than and less than or equal to are called dissimilar inequalities. Now let us understand some concept related to coded inequalities. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, or A is less than B and A is less than C, or so on, etc. In all such cases, the variables B and C cannot be compared, as B can be less than C, or B can be greater than C, or B can be equal to C. Let us see a question based on this concept. The question is, if M is less than or equal to N and M is less than K, then the relation between N and K. As we can see here, the given inequations are M less than or equal to N and M less than K. And as already discussed, in such cases, N and K cannot be compared, as N can be less than K, or N can be greater than K, or N can be equal to K. So the answer is relationship between n and k cannot be determined. Similarly, we can solve the next question. Here again, x is greater than y and z is greater than or equal to y. So we can say that x and z cannot be compared. The second rule is, whenever we find dissimilar inequalities between a set of variables, then the variables which have got dissimilar inequalities between them cannot be compared. For example, if you see here, the types of inequalities between a and d are dissimilar. So a and d cannot be compared. Similarly, a and e, b and d, and b and e also cannot be compared. So friends, as we have seen, this is how we can compare variables based on the points we discussed. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprints Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss another concept from the topic of coded inequalities, which is very important in solving various questions. Let us look at the concept first. If the inequation between various variables is given as follows, then the following are the conclusions. A less than C, A less than D, A less than E, and so on. The concept is, if an inequation has various types of similar inequalities between them as given here, then the conclusions can be as follows. For example, if we compare A and C, the different inequalities present between them are less than equal to and less than. Now to find out the relationship between A and C, we are supposed to take the common part between these two inequalities, which is less than. Therefore, we can say that A is less than C. Similarly, when we compare A and D, the different inequalities are less than equal to, less than, and less than equal to. Again, the common part is less than. Therefore, A is less than D, and so on. Let us take a question based on the given statement. If the inequation is given as follows, then we need to find out the relationship between the following: m and n. Now, if you see, the different inequalities between m and n are greater than and greater than or equal to. And if you find out the common part between them, it is greater than. So the relationship between m and n is greater than. Similarly, the relationship between t and d. The various inequalities between t and d are greater than or equal to and again greater than or equal to. So the common part here is greater than or equal to. And similarly, we can find out the relationship between n and e, which comes out to be greater than. So friends, as seen in this session, we can solve the questions from coded inequalities by using the given point. See you in the next session. Thank you.
Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprints Banker's Choice program. Today in this session, we are going to discuss questions related to coding and decoding. This is a popular topic from where you get nearly 3 to 4 questions. Let us discuss the question which is based on the positions of letters in the alphabets. The given question is, how many such pairs of letters are there in the word start, each of which has as many letters between them in the word as in the English alphabet? That is, we are concerned with number of letters. First, let us understand the question properly. Let us take up the word rate. If you see the letters A and R, in between A and R in the alphabets we have many letters, but here we have none. So this is not a pair. If you take up R and T, in between R and T in alphabet we have only one letter. Here also we have only one letter, as we are concerned with only number of letters in between the given letters. This is one pair. Now coming to R and E. R and E is not a pair. So this is the basic concept behind the question. This question can be solved in a simpler way by assigning position of the letters in alphabet. To make it simpler, we made a table for this, assigning the position of the letters. If you want to remember it easily, what you need to do is remember each OT. The positions of each of them are: E is 5, J is 10, O 15, T 20, Y 25. Once you remember this, position of any alphabet can be remembered easily. Now let us solve this question by assigning position of the letters. Here you can see the 19 should be compared with 20, whereas the remaining don't need to be compared. So 19 and 20 is one pair. Then 20 needs to be compared with next 18. So T and R is a pair. This is the second pair. Next, coming to 1, we don't find anything near to 1 here, and R and T are also not to be compared. So there are total 2 pairs. Friends, now you have learned a simple way of solving the questions which appear to be difficult. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. Today in this session, we are going to cover a quite interesting topic, that is coding and decoding. So let us discuss some coding techniques now. In a certain code, jealous is written as BFKKTVP. How is heart10 written in that code? First you need to understand what are the things which you need to observe to decode the codes. Step 1 is, first you need to observe whether the word is made into parts. Second step is, if the word is made into parts, are they written in reverse in any way? And the step 3 is, identify the logic. Now come back to the question. So the first thing you need to know is, jealous is made into 3 parts. After that, JEA is written in the reverse order. Similarly, OUS is written in the reverse order, which is SUO. Now, I am adding the immediate next letter to the letters in AEJ group. Same is the case with the SUO group. And coming to the third part, we are writing immediate preceding letter to L, that is K. We need to repeat the same logic to find the code for even heart10. That is, first make it into 3 parts. Now we need to write immediate next letters to each letter in the group of AEH, that is B, F, I. And immediate preceding letter to R is Q. And for the third group, immediate next letters of letters in NET is O, F, U. So the code for heart10 is BFI QOFU. Friends, now you understand the fact that to answer the questions of coding and decoding, one should be able to think in all angles, which I hope all of you will do. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. Today we are going to discuss a 5-marker model from the topic of coding and decoding. This is one of the easiest questions we get in the bank exams and it's very easy to score. Let us discuss an example. In a certain code, he is great is written as sa re ga. They are great is written as sa ma pa. We are good is written as ga ni pa. Now you need to understand the logic behind the coding. How to find it out is first identify the common words in the given words and the common codes in the given codes. So write the given sentences on the left side and their coded ones on the right side. If you see the first and second, the common one is great, and on the right side common thing is sa. So great is coded as sa. Now coming to the first and third, we don't have anything in common. When we see second and third, they have R in common, and in the codes they have pa in common. So sa is for great, pa is for R. Now if they ask what is the code for is, we were able to find the code for great, but here we are left out with he and is, and on the code side re and ga. So he can be represented with either re or ga. Similarly is can be represented with either re or ga. So we can't exactly say what is the code for is. But when it comes to code for they, you note the code for are as well as great, which are nothing but pa and sa. So now the code that is left is ma, which is for they. Friends, to be successful in bank exams, first of all a student should be able to identify the topics which can give more score in less time. This is one of such topics which can give you 5 marks in 2 or 3 minutes. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. Today let us discuss questions based on the directions. Let us solve an example. So in the given question, Sam walked 30 meters towards south. Then he turned towards his left and walked 30 meters. And again he turned towards his right and walked 10 meters. Now at what distance is he from the starting point? Before solving this question, let us have a look at Pythagoras theorem, which is very useful in solving the directions questions. Pythagoras theorem is first applicable for a right angle triangle. Okay. Suppose there is a triangle ABC, okay, where angle B is equal to 90 degrees. So if you see now, AC square, that is hypotenuse, square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides, that is AB square and BC square. As per the given question, Sam walked towards south by 30 meters. Then he took a left turn and walked for another 30 meters. Now he took a right turn and walked for 10 meters. So if you see downwards, he walked total 40 meters. So this forms a right angle triangle with one side 40 and the other side 30. Now to find the distance between the starting point and the point where he is standing now, we need to find the length of the hypotenuse, which is nothing but root of 30 square plus 40 square. which should be equal to 50. So the distance between the starting point and the ending point is 50 meters. Friends, using the Pythagoras theorem, now you realized we can answer questions of the directions very easily. So I hope none of you miss the directions questions in your exam. Thank you.
Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss some concepts related to the topic of element series, which is a 5-mark question in the bank exams. Let us try to understand the concepts first. Element series is a series of different elements like numbers from 0 to 9, letters from A to Z, and symbols like @ hash, dollar, etc. For example, this series can be taken as an element series, which is a mixture of letters, numbers, and different symbols. The first point to be understood while solving questions related to number series is that separate the elements by using commas after every 4 or 5 elements so that the counting becomes easy. So as you can see, by putting commas after every 4 elements, the series appears like this, and then the counting becomes very easy. For example, if I want to find out the 10th element from the left end, I can simply take it as 4 plus 4 plus 2. That is 7 is the 10th element from left end. Let us now take a question from element series. For the given series, what is the 8th element to the right of 6th element from the left end? To solve such questions, we can follow a simple table and get the answer very easily as follows. In the given question, if the end specified is left and the direction is also left, then both the positions are to be subtracted. Similarly, if the end is left and the direction is right, then both the positions are to be added, and so on. As we see in the given question, the end is left and the direction is right. That means from the table we know that positions are to be added. So the answer will be 8 plus 6, which is equal to 14th element from the left end. If we count the 14th element from left end, it comes out to be the element H. So your answer here is H. So as you have seen, this is how we can solve questions related to positions from the topic of element series by following the given table. So try to work on this. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss another question from the topic of element series, which is very frequently asked in bank exams. But before we move on to the question, let us discuss a concept first. When a series is reversed, if the position of element is P from left end or right end in the original series, then it will be P from right or left end respectively in the reverse series. That means when the series is reversed, left end becomes right end and right end becomes left end. Let us now take a question based on this point. If the series is reversed, what would be the 8th element to the right of 4th element from the left end? So the question is to find out the 8th element to the right of 4th element from the left end. As already discussed in the previous table, when there is a right and left end, the positions are to be added. So this comes out to be the 12th element from the left end in the original series. But as the series is reversed, the 12th element from left end becomes the 12th element from right end in the reverse series. And as we can see, the 12th element from the right end here is star. So the answer is star. So friends, as we have seen, this is how we can solve questions related to reverse series in a very simple manner. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss the topic of linear arrangements. Linear arrangement is a very popular question in bank exams which is asked for 5 marks. Students generally feel that this is a time consuming and difficult question. But if concepts are followed properly, solving these questions become very easy. So let us discuss some concepts related to linear arrangements. Linear arrangements can be divided into 2 cases as follows. Case 1, when the persons in the arrangement are facing north, and case 2, when the persons are facing south. It is very important that we have a proper direction sense for solving questions related to linear arrangements. Now in case of persons who are facing north, as shown, the left of a person is towards our left and the right of the person is towards our right. Similarly, in case of persons who are facing south, as shown here, the right of the person is towards our left and the left of the person is towards our right. Now these 2 points can be understood very easily by the following table. When the persons are facing north, the left of the person is towards our left and the right of the person is towards our right. And when the persons are facing south, the left of the person is towards our right and the right of the person is towards our left. So friends, it is very important that we have a very clear idea about the directions for solving questions related to linear arrangements. See you in the next session with some more concepts related to this topic. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss some more concepts which are helpful in solving the questions related to linear arrangements. Let's look at them. In case of persons facing north, if the statement is A is second to the left of B, but or and or while third to the right of C, the persons A, B, C can be placed as follows. The first part of the sentence is A is second to the left of B. So if B is placed here, A should be towards the left of B, 2 places away. So A will come in this direction. And by looking at the second part of the statement, that is, but third to the right of C. Now whenever the words but or and or while are used, it is referring to the first person A. That means A is third to the right of C. So A is towards right and 3 places away from C. So this is how we can place the persons C, A and B in the row. Let us take another point. In case of persons facing north, if the statement is A is second to the left of B, who is third to the right of C? The persons A, B, C can be placed as follows. Here again, the first part of the sentence is A is second to the left of B. So we can say that B comes here and A is second towards the left of B. That is nothing but in this direction. And the second part of the statement is who is third to the right of C. Whenever the word who is used, the person referred is immediate before, that is B in this case. So we can say that B is third to the right of C. As B is towards the right of C and 3 places away, C should come here. So that B becomes 1, 2 and 3 places away. So friends, as we have seen, this is how we can understand the statements and place the persons in case of linear arrangements. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss another question from the topic of machine input-output, which can actually be answered within no time. But to do that, we need to understand a simple point first. Let us take an example to understand that. A word and number rearrangement machine, when given the following input, obtains the output as shown. Now the question is, if step 2 of a particular input is bag 95 fan 38I 6782 run, what can definitely be the input? I would like to drive your attention to the word definitely here. We are supposed to find out the definite input for the given step 2. As step 2 is given in the question, it is obvious that the first 2 places, that is bag and 95, are already in the correct position. If we try to understand the step 1 for this particular step 2, we can say that the number 95 was brought from some other place in step 1. Now that place could be after fan or after 38 or after I and so on. Now we can say that step 1 cannot be determined definitely because 95 can take any of the given places. When step 1 cannot be determined, it is obvious that the definite input also cannot be determined. So the answer here is cannot be determined. Therefore, for questions where definite input or a definite previous step is asked, answer always is cannot be determined. So friends, as you have seen, this particular question from the topic of machine input-output can be answered within no time, as the answer always is cannot be determined. But make sure that the word definitely is given in the question. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we shall discuss another very commonly asked question from the topic of element series. Let us take an example. For the given series, what should come in place of question mark in the following series based on the above arrangement? So the given series is B9 7Q percentage H, and we are supposed to find out what comes in place of the question mark. To solve this question, we simply need to observe the position of the given elements in the given element series. If we take the first set of elements B9, we find that they are in this position. The second set of elements 7Q are here, and the third set percentage H is available here. And again, if you see, the difference between any two sets is 2 elements. So very clearly I can say that the question mark should be replaced by 3T. So friends, as we have seen, we can solve these type of questions by simply observing the positions of the given elements. Practice well on these questions. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we shall discuss the topic of machine input and output. We generally get a 5 marks question from this topic. So let us try and understand the logic behind solving these questions before we take an example. A word and number rearrangement machine, when given the input of day 74 me 36 25 68 for all, rearranges it in the following steps and obtains the output as shown, that is all 74 day 68 for 36 me 25. To solve questions based on this topic, we first need to understand the logic behind the rearrangement. And to understand the logic, the first step is observe the last step first, that is the output. As we have seen, for the given input, the output obtained from the machine is as shown. If we can see the output, we find that the words and numbers are in alternate positions, with words starting first. All the words here have been arranged in alphabetical order, whereas the numbers have been arranged in descending order. So the final conclusion by observing the output is, the words and numbers are arranged in alternate positions starting with the word. All the words are in alphabetical order, whereas the numbers are in decreasing order. So this way, we are first supposed to understand the logic behind the rearrangement. After understanding the logic from the output step, now we can observe each of the intermediate steps, that is steps 1, 2, 3 and 4, to understand the movement of words or numbers. For example, as we know that the first word required in the output is all, in step 1 that word all is brought from the last position to the first position. Similarly, in each of the remaining steps, one of the words or numbers is moved to get the output as per the desired logic. So friends, this is how we first need to understand the logic behind the rearrangement by looking at the output step first. And then we can observe the intermediate steps to understand the movement of each word or number. See you in the next session with some questions based on this topic. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss a question from the topic of machine input-output. Let us take an example. A word and number rearrangement machine, when given the following input, arranges it in various steps and obtains the output as shown. As already discussed, the first step is to understand the logic behind the output. And as we can see here, the numbers and words are in alternate positions with numbers starting first. All the numbers are in increasing order, whereas the words are in reverse alphabetical order. So we need to solve a question keeping in mind these 3 points. If the input given to the same machine is as shown, then how many steps are required to get the desired output? As we know that the first place should be the smallest number, so we can strike off 38 and bring it to the first position. After 38, there should be a word in the reverse alphabetical order, which comes out to be the word run. So we can strike it off and bring it to the second position. After run, the number required is 68. So 68 gets cancelled and is brought to the third place. After 68, we need the word gun, which we can see that it is already in the correct position. So no need to strike it off, and we can simply move to the next place. The fifth place will be occupied by the number 72. So this gets cancelled and can be brought after gun. After 72, the word required is fun. So this again gets cancelled and comes in this position. After fun, the number required is 83, which is already in the correct place, and then after 83, the word bin is also in the correct place. Now, the number of steps which are required to get the desired output can be obtained simply by counting the number of things which have been cancelled. As we can see, here we have cancelled 5 positions, that is 68, fun, 38, 72 and run. So we can say that 5 steps are required to get the desired output. So friends, as you have seen, this is how we can solve these type of questions in a few seconds without writing the intermediate steps. See you in the next session. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss the approach towards solving the questions related to blood relations, which is a very important topic in bank exams. Before we move on to the concept, let us first understand some of the basic relationships. One's husband or wife can be called as spouse. Children of same parents are called siblings. Sibling's son is called nephew, whereas sibling's daughter is called niece. Uncle's or aunt's child is known as cousin. Spouse father is father-in-law, and similarly spouse mother is mother-in-law. Spouse brother is called brother-in-law, as well as sister's husband is also called as brother-in-law. Similar observations can be made for spouse sister, which becomes sister-in-law, and brother's wife is also called sister-in-law. Likewise, son's wife is called daughter-in-law, and daughter's husband is called son-in-law. These are some of the relationships which we are supposed to remember to solve questions related to blood relations. Let us now discuss the approach towards solving these questions. Basically, there are 2 things which are to be followed to solve these questions. One is the gender and the second is generation gap. In any question, if the person we are talking about is male, he can be represented by using a plus sign. Similarly, if the person we are talking about is female, she can be represented by using a minus sign, so that identification becomes easy. The second point is generation gap. That is, it is always useful if we can find out the generation gap between the 2 persons so that we can eliminate the options easily. Let us take some examples to understand these 2 points. Suppose The sentence is A is the mother of B. Here, since A is the mother of B, I can say that gender of A is female, and so we can put a minus sign to identify that. And as A is the mother of B, the generation gap between A and B is 1. Here, the gender of B cannot be known. Similarly, if A is the father of B, I can say that A is a male person and the generation gap between A and B is also 1. Likewise, if A is the brother of B, A becomes a male person and the generation gap between A and B here is 0. And same thing can be followed for A is the sister of B. So friends, here we have just learned the two very important points, that is the gender and the generation gap, which is very useful in solving questions related to blood relations. See you in the next session with some questions related to this topic. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss a question from the topic of blood relations which can be solved simply by eliminating the options. Let us take an example. The directions in the given question are as follows. P by Q means P is father of Q. P star Q means P is brother of Q. P percentage Q means P is sister of Q. So by using the following directions, we need to find out which option shows that A is aunt of D. These type of questions can be solved by simply eliminating the options. As we know that A is aunt of D, it is very clear that A is a female person. That means it can be represented with a minus sign. And as A is the aunt of D, the generation gap between A and D should be equal to 1. So whichever option satisfies these two conditions will be the required answer. If you look at option 1, A by B means A is father of B. That means the gender of A is male, which can be taken as a plus sign. So here itself I can say that option 1 cannot be the answer, since I want A to be a female person. If you go to the second option, A star B means A is the brother of B. That means again A here is a male person, so it cannot be the answer. Let us look at the third option. A percentage B means A is sister of B. Therefore, the gender of A is female. So the first condition is satisfied. As A is sister of B, the generation gap between A and B is 0. From the second part, B by C, I can say that B is father of C. So the generation gap between B and C is 1, and similarly the generation gap between C and D is also 1. So if you observe, the total generation gap in option 3 is 0 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. And thus it cannot be the answer. As the first three options are wrong, it is obvious that option 4 has to be the correct answer. Let us verify that. A percentage B means A is sister of B. Therefore, the gender of A is female, which can be taken as minus, and the generation gap between A and B is 0. B by C means B is father of C, so the generation gap is 1. And C star D, that means C is brother of D. So again, the generation gap between C and D is 0. So as you can see here, the total generation gap is 0 plus 1 plus 0, which is equal to 1. Hence, both the conditions are satisfied. So fourth option is the final answer. So as you have seen, this is how we can solve some questions from blood relations by simply eliminating the options. See you in the next session. Thank you.